afterwards, I tell you, the week that your mom was born, we got water.
So then you had an indoor bathroom.
Yeah, the indoor bathroom. Because see, there for a while, birds would bring water, even our drinking water and that. And of course, I washed over Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, if we got water in there, they washed over my place. We washed together, and they washed at my place then.
And that was when you lived across the street from
That's
Great
where I lived
Grandma.
across the street.
And you guys were on 5 acres?
5 acres, And then when we had, we didn't have no gas. We had coal. You had to burn coal. And then you'd either get it too hot or too cold.
In the house?
In the house. And one time we had a friend of our neighbors, and our friends, it wasn't our neighbors, our friends, you know, at our age, they came over, we was playing cards, and the bird got so hot, they had to open all the windows, it was real cold.
Go hot to
but
cold.
Once you get used to it, we weren't used to it, you know.
Uh-huh.
But then you had to bring all that coal in.
And how big a house were you in?
5. We had 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
Kitchen, dining room, and living room.
Mm-hmm.
And a full basement. Had basement garage. That's why I got a basement garage now, because I liked it so well, because the winter time was so nice and warm, and the summertime was nice and cool.
Cool.
But that's the reason why.
You got one here.
Yeah.
And did Grandpa make that house, or did someone else built that house?
Which house? The one
The first one you lived in after you were married.
Oh, we had it built.
You had it built.
Yes, you had it built.
And what was Grandpa doing then for a living? Was he a pipe fitter then?
When he was first married, he was working for Florida Public Utilities.
As a pipe fitter?
As a pipe fitter, yes. He didn't know nothing about pipe fitter, but again, as a helper, you know.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, he would, I guess, where did he work? I guess about 8 or 9 years. 8 years, I guess, he was down there. They said, well, you've got to live in the city, which you didn't live in the city.
Oh.
He said, well, you got to move in the city. Well, he still works that way, so they really come down to him. He said, you either move in the city or quit, so he quit.
Oh.
And then he got as a, so somebody said, well, go, you can get as a pipe fitter as a union. Because during the war. So he went as a pipe fitter, he joined the union. And at that time, he only paid $113, but we didn't have the $113. So you just paid it, on time, so.
Uh-huh.
Because I had a lot of sickness when I was
Pregnant?
Yeah. Because like when I had that leg cut, on my leg, I was in there a month in the hospital alone, and they try and get the hospital, well, they took all his money every week. And of course, the doctor was separate. But I still got some bills for the hospital and that yet.
Oh, from when?
I've kept it in the seat. What did it pay? It's so much cheap.
Oh,
Of course, wages was cheap.
Uh-huh.
Wages was cheap.
But you were in the hospital for a month?
For a month, and came home in the hospital a week. Come home in ambulance. I wanted to come home because Mary was here from New York. And I wanted to come home. He said, "Where do you want to go?" Then I called up about I was having water, the drainage is all filled up on the other, and mine's all filled. I keep them all clean, but the other end is all filled up. So I called them up. Well, they came once, then I wasn't home. And they said they did something in 15 minutes, but they didn't do a darn thing. So anyway, they came today
And cleaned it out?
no, they didn't do nothing. They have to ask the other neighbors to see if if they clean it out.
Oh.
And if the other fellow that moved out, he wouldn't let them. I said, well, I got water in my basement and all that.
That's up here?
Right here.
Uh-huh.
In my basement, yeah. So, well, then, of course, I went to, ate out, and went to grocery store, and then got me a Coke.
Oh, you bought a Coke today?
A Dillard's. Well, they pack. You go to Dillard's, here on the campsite, and get things
the
real
clearance.
cheap. Clearance. Everything is, cheap. Well, it was $99 Coke, and I paid $32.66, something like that one.
Yeah?
See? And I won because I tell you what, my other Coke, the honey was, what do you call it, getting holes in it.
Oh.
And I've had it for, I guess, about 10, 15 years. 10, 12, I think.
Well, I guess that would explain it. Here's one that my mom wanted me to ask you about. She said that one of your horses one time
Yeah.
got out and it wandered over to the neighbors where there was a stallion.
No, that was, you see, that one year we had, that was when they had the drought in that way, so we didn't have too much hay and stuff at home. So we had this, we put our horse in this pasture, what they called it, what was it, they kept dynamite there. And there was a big pasture.
Uh-huh.
So we put our horse there, you know, in the summertime. So then this other fellow, he put a staying in, which we didn't know.
So it wasn't anybody's land.
Oh yeah, it was this a potter plant. We always called it a potter plant. They owned it, but they rented the pasture.
Okay. And
And then they had a stay, which we didn't even know. So then was the next spring or towards summer. And this one fellow we had, you know, working with the horses, he says, you know, I think your horse is pregnant. You know. Well, we didn't even know it. Well, bless your Pat. But after he told us, and then we waited, and sure enough, she had a cold.
a colt.
Yeah, and it was the worst part of it, that the fellow came there and he says, well, he wants some money because his horse pregnant, you know, our horse. Well, gee, we didn't want our horse to be pregnant.
So you didn't give him any money.
No, it didn't give me no money.
So was this when you were little? So did you take care of the colt?
No, I
Did
was
you sell
precise. He was a nice colt because it wasn't wild or anything else. And Carl Turner broke it to be worked. It was really a nice, you know, colt. And the only thing I remember, my cousin got on it, you know, and hit him on it. Somebody hit him on the rear end. It reared up and knocked him off the
Rocked
horse.
him off. Huh, okay. And Jeannie said there was a rumor that your grandpa, no, that great-grandpa, your dad, hid valuable coins out on the farm.
It wasn't coin, it's money.
Money?
Money. See, that was during, they didn't trust the banks and stuff like that.
That was after the crash?
Yeah, I don't know, it was before, after the crash or before. But
When was the stock market crash? Was that
1933. No, he was dead. He was dead. He died in 1928. So he couldn't have been, you know, in the crash. But before that, you see, and so he told me, you know, before he died, you know, that we had this farm across the, you know, road, and had an old chicken house. So he said, well, we'll put he told me to put it in the chicken house and buried it in the chicken house. And the ground didn't have no, what do you call it, floor, it just had dirt.
Uh-huh.
Well, then we died. It wasn't too long. I don't think about a year after that. Well, then he put one in a haystack and he changed it. And I think that's when he put it across the street. And then where did he put somewhere else? I don't remember. But I can remember across this, you know, there. And we never did find it, you know, any money. So I guess about 3 or 4 years later, see, we had this house. We always had the chicken's house. It was two rooms down, two very big rooms downstairs, and 2 rooms upstairs. And so we always used that for making berry boxes, you know, to put berries in. And gosh, they would make them in oblong, like they'd be that long and about that wide. And we would make them, and we had a machine that we stamped it, you know. But they would fold. You have to fold them up. Then I would stamp them, you know, you know, to make them, you know, to hold them together.
Oh, okay.
You have to hold together. And then I was something. I said, oh, I'll go over there and I'll clean up, you know, and sweep. So I was sweeping, and that way underneath the stairs, you know. I said, well, I'll clean up in there. And right behind the stair, you know, underneath the stairs was open, but they had a door to go in, you know, underneath there. I just put stuff in.